Welcome back. Well, the Queensland LNP has become the latest branch to vote to abandon net zero by 2050. Hundreds of members at the LNP's state convention in Brisbane today voted to back a resolution calling on the federal coalition to abandon its support for a net zero mandate. They now join WA, South Australia and the Northern Territory Liberals. And look, great move. We emit just 1% of global emissions, and this scheme overall is sending us broke and backwards. Joining me now is Shadow Cabinet Secretary Andrew Wallace. Andrew, good to see you as always. Do you support this move by your Queensland party?
Well, look, Danica, the Liberal Party is a broad church, and it's great that the people and members of the Liberal Party have the ability to be able to put forward these motions. Susan Lee, our leader, has consistently said that we're working through all of our policies, and we'll no doubt take these motions into account when we're doing that. But we'll take our time. We'll go through a very deliberative process, and we won't be rushed on it, but we will get there in the end.
Well, that's going to take 12 months, though. 12 months to come up with an energy review. But now you've got Queensland, WA, South Australia and the Northern Territory saying it's time for the federal coalition to abandon it. I mean, surely Susan Lee is under immense pressure now.
We've got 3 years, or a bit under 3 years now to the next election. So whatever policies we come up with are not going to change people's power prices now. Just yesterday I was speaking with Howard, a local convenience store owner, who's told me that his power bills have gone up by $1,200 a month. That's just one business. Now, he can't recoup those sort of costs by selling coffee or, some Strasbourg or some ham, or a litre of milk. He can't recoup those costs, those higher energy costs. So the path that Labor have us going down is simply not working. They promised Australians $275 price reduction, and that has absolutely failed. They're failing on all of their measures in relation to renewable energy. But any decision that we make, whether it's today, next week or in 6 months' time, is not going to make a jot of difference to people's power prices whilst Anthony Albanese and Chris Bowen are at the helm.
All right, well, look, I think it's more about, the coalition coming up with a strong counter policy to take to the next election and actually be a genuine alternative.
And that's 3 years away, Danica, and we will get there. We will have a policy for the Australians to choose.
OK, right, we'll stand by for that. Now, look, I mentioned this earlier. Jim Chalmers is coming after super. Reforms being considered after the Talkfest roundtable include cracking down on superannuation tax breaks for wealthy retirees, among others. Andrew, what happened to Labor's mandate that there would be no new taxes?
Well, I mean, this is just another example of how Labor tell you one thing and they do another. Labor promise you the world and they deliver an atlas. That's just what they do. Now, this roundtable that's come out of during the week, not one idea has come out of this roundtable. This much discussed, much vaunted roundtable. Not one idea has come out about how it's going to reduce the cost of living for Australian families. And I tell you what's really concerning me out of this roundtable is that it's a Trojan horse for the reintroduction of Bill Shorten's 2019 tax policies. They failed Labor Party in 2019, and now they're with a super majority in Parliament. They're going back. Mark my words, they're going to come back and they're going to introduce these tax policies which lost them the election in 2019. Because that's what Labor does. When they run out of money, they come after yours.
Yeah, they love to resurrect the ghosts of the past, so no doubt this is exactly how it's going to play out. Andrew, where are you joining us from tonight?
I'm joining you from Your Mates Brewery. It's an iconic brewery on the Sunshine Coast, and we're saying our farewells to Todd and Sami, two local radio identities on Mix FM who are retiring after many, many years. They're just absolutely fantastic locals on our coast, and as you can tell, they are very, very popular.
Oh, it sounds fantastic. I do enjoy every week you coming on and joining us from different locations. I've always said it, you're a great advocate for your local community, Andrew Wallace. Good to see you as always. Thanks so much for joining me on the show.
Thanks, Danica. Thank you.
Authorised by Andrew Wallace, LNP, Boccarina, Queensland.